2 years ago in summer, I worked in Osaka. Looking back, it was a gloomy Monday. I was on my way to the office. I was really frustrated with my boss at the time because he didn't give any holidays even during the summer season, and he didn't allow me to request paid vacation to visit my hometown. As usual, I boarded a train to get to the station near my office. While I was on the train, something strange happened. I decided to immerse myself in playing games on my smartphone during the train ride, as I desperately wanted to find some solace and calm my overwhelming frustration. As I delved deeper into the game, I entered the state of complete absorption. However, amidst my intense focus, I suddenly became aware of something peculiar happening on the train, causing me to lose my concentration. The station near my house was always teeming with an immense crowd, making it nearly impossible for everyone to board the train. Moreover, those who forcefully squeezed themselves onto the train at my station would predominantly disembark at a major station further down the line. Consequently, each train car I boarded was packed to the brim, with not even an inch of a space between individuals from the station where I boarded to the one where I alighted. However, while engrossed in playing games on my smartphone, I noticed an eerie silence that was highly unusual for the typical crowded rush hour train. Raising my head, I realized that all the passengers I had boarded with had vanished, leaving me as the sole occupant of the train car. Concerned that something may have occurred in the car while I was immersed in my game, I speculated that the other passengers may have moved to a different car. In order to confirm this, I decided to check all the train cars for any remaining passengers. To my surprise, after thoroughly inspecting each car, it became apparent that I was the only passenger on the entire train. I made my way to the train driver's cabin and knocked on the door, but received no response. I was overcome with panic. I had no idea what was happening at that moment. Suddenly, the train came to a halt at a station that was completely unfamiliar to me. Despite my effort to read the hanging signs as I disembarked, I couldn't recall the name of the station. It felt as if the station's name should have been familiar to me. Yet no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't grasp the characters or commit them to memory. It was an incredibly unsettling experience. As I struggled with the situation, there were no announcements and no indications that the train would resume its journey. It seems like an eternity waiting for any sign of movement. Frustrated and convinced that things will remain unchanged, I made the decision to leave the station and start walking. Upon leaving the station, I found myself in a town that resembled the downtown area of Osaka. Yet it was completely unfamiliar to me. Yet I had never known of this existence. In that moment, I felt compelled to contact my office and inform them of the unexpected situation. The train is not moving. There have been no announcements at the station where I disembarked, and there are no station staff present. I urgently needed to fact-check and clarify the circumstances. My phone indicated that it was in a dead spot, and there were no public phone booths around the station. Anyway, I thought the train might start moving soon, so I went back to the platform where the train had stopped. The train was still there. Since I had nothing else to do, I decided to get back on the train and wait for it to move. As I was about to board the train, I noticed a man standing alone on the platform. He had a gentle look, and was wearing a suit with a thick coat. Based on his aura and appearance, I could tell he was a middle-aged man. I was surprised and approached him to speak to him. It was really strange. I could hear his voice in both my ears, as if he was whispering to me, but his mouth wasn't moving. It wasn't like he was speaking to me through his mouth. It felt more like telepathy. He said to me, "I'm sorry, I can't return you back. I will send you here instead." I thought, what the hell is he talking about? The next moment, my eyes suddenly flickered as if something sparked in front of me. I instinctively closed my eyes. When I slowly opened them again, to my surprise, I found myself in my office. What the hell? It appeared that I was in the middle of working. The time showed 9:02 in the morning. I had arrived at the office on time.
Normally, I would rush into the office right before the start of business hours, but this time I wasn't out of breath. It was like unlike my usual self. It felt incredibly strange. In order to calm my confusion, I went to the bathroom and stood in front of a mirror. It was different. The reflection in the mirror was undoubtedly me, but there were noticeable differences, especially in the features around my mouth, eyes, and hair. It wasn't like I looked older or younger. To put it simply, the person reflected in the mirror seemed to be another individual who looked exactly like me. Furthermore, as I carefully observed the faces of my colleagues in the office, they seemed subtly different from the people I used to know. Throughout the day at work, I experienced an indescribable sense of discomfort. Now I have quit that job and returned to my hometown where I found a new job. However, even my parents were also different from the ones I remembered. Although I'm currently happy and entirely satisfied with my life, there remains a lingering feeling of discomfort towards everything. I am absolutely convinced that the world I originally inhabited before boarding that train is different from the world I'm in now.